Greetings to you, Crocodile Army. I know, it's been a while, but that topic will have to wait a bit because we are once again in unprecedented times. Joe Biden dropped out of the presidential race after a great deal of pressure from Democratic lawmakers and voters. Biden said in 2020 that he saw himself as a transitional president, telegraphing that he would only serve one term. Unfortunately, old men don't have a great track record of giving up power when they can help it, nor are men with power very good at judging their own capabilities. This election cycle was already about a 50-50 proposition at best for Biden a month ago, but after a disastrous debate performance and a series of gaffes that showed his age shortly after that, it was looking very bad for him. When someone took a shot at Trump and gave him a perfect opening to take a very superficial wound and make himself look like a tough guy, that made it an even tougher hill to climb. Biden put his ego aside to make the right decision, and I respect that. Now, I would prefer that Biden made this decision a year ago so that we could have had a robust primary process and picked the best candidate from the entire field. None of the Democratic heavy hitters went up against Biden because that's how it normally goes with an incumbent. There were certainly some in Biden's reportedly very small inner circle of advisors who should have realized that he was not up to the rigors of a campaign, and perhaps that's why someone scheduled a debate before the convention. Kudos to whoever that was, by the way. The Democratic National Convention is coming up in a few weeks, and for campaign finance law reasons, Kamala Harris makes the most sense as the nominee. She brings some improved politics and infinitely more energy to the race. But most importantly for this election, she's not an octogenarian, and Biden won't be the oldest major party nominee. Trump has already broken the age record that Biden set just 4 years ago. Something occurred to me about the 2028 election as well. While it's not impossible for Trump to get the Republican nomination in 2028 if he loses again this year, due to his cultish hold on the party, I'm assuming that won't happen. If not, in 2028 it will be 16 years since the last presidential election that didn't have Trump running. A few million young voters will have literally no memory of a presidential election without Trump. Hopefully Trump is stale enough at this point that independents will stay away from him again, because his base is going to show up for him, as it always does. Politics is about a lot of things, including policy, energy, organization, messaging, and more. Switching Biden for Harris seems to be even gaining support from people on the left who usually bloviate endlessly about how they won't vote for the nominee, either because they truly believe in terrible strategies for change or in exchange for dubious clout. It's a good sign seeing some of them getting opposition from their fans, too. Another group who's getting some exposure is Republican lawmakers who are calling Kamala Harris a DEI hire, which is the latest dog whistle descendant of CRT and woke before it. These terms get thrown around like an N-word substitute in conservative circles. It's becoming such a concern that even Republican leadership is telling them to maybe lay off the racism a bit in public. The other group, which heavily overlaps the one I just described, is the people accusing her of sleeping her way to the top. This is a charge that people cook up against numerous women in power because they can't fathom women getting there on their own. With the red pill manosphere crowd being firmly in the conservative camp, having a black woman presidential candidate is going to be a situation where they cannot contain themselves. Multiple right-wing lawmakers and pundits have already leaned into these narratives. It's a bad strategy, so let's hope they continue. A good strategy is to run a campaign very different from Hillary's losing campaign of 2016, and even from Biden's winning campaign of 2020. Her policies should be highlighted as being progressive but still mainstream, which is accurate, as I think she is solidly left of Biden. She should pick a popular VP, which I think would be Andy Beshear or Tim Walz, but there are many other good options too. She needs to go on offense while not stooping to his level, which she's already doing well. She should not go with any kind of strategy that includes legacy Hillary campaign rhetoric like "I'm with her," which I've already seen some well-meaning but misguided people parroting. The "we're not going back" line sounds much better. Trump is already nervous about debating her, and that's a great sign that we did the right thing to push Kamala forward. Bring on the debate, and don't forget the booze for the debate drinking games.